I'm sorry, did you think I was talking to you? Do you think my microphone was muted? No. No, excuse me, professional streamer over here. Streaming on twitch.tv/Xisuma after an episode of Hermitcraft has gone out, and this episode is The Gas Torture Chamber, which has been renamed to The Gas Tickle Chamber because I thought that was hilarious. Killers! We're killers today! Well, you know, my torture chamber has killed a few ghasts. And yeah, we're gonna kill a few more today. You know, it's all family friendly fun and games over here. You know, just torturing a few ghasts. That's all. That's all. By the way, we're not gonna get any drops. There's other players online. How dare they be on this server, eh? How dare they? Means that the ghasts are gonna instantly despawn over there. Welcome everyone to the stream. J-Ghost asks, how's my day been so far? Great. Thanks for asking. Thanks for asking. Let me get my personal volume turned up so I can hear the beautiful sounds of Frank Laplaki's music for the Tiberian Sun soundtrack. I really do need to expand the music options for streaming. There's two things I want to put on my to-do list in the future. And I'm actually going to put them on my list after this stream now. The Cat Battler says, shout out please. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our shout out section of the live stream, which we do every live stream and every video that I've ever uploaded. Of course, we cannot forget our legendary shout out section where we shout out someone at random, because I do it every single live stream. Every live stream I've done a shout out. It's not a lie. I'm not lying. And today we're going to shout out Maurice 8CF, who is resubscribing for 7 months in a row. Thank you ever so much, Maurice. Hope you enjoyed that. Shout out to Maurice, yo! Shout out to Maurice! Woo! Woo! Shout out! Excuse me. Oh, let's reset. Okay. Okay, we got Angel Aya here for 8 months, and My Shoe Bert for 13. Saying, hop, all is well. Love what you do. Thank you for being you. Thank you for a lovely message, dude. Chat enjoyed that, it would seem. Peeps, you know, Xisuma status right now, I am covered in deep heat, and it feels like it's not actually kicking in, but it stinks. And I got a hot cup of tea, which I feel is going to be saturated with the smell of deep heat. Priatique says Salty X. Nah, just being a goofball. Being a goofball. I almost commented, like, everything I just said sort of ran through my head the other day when I was reading my comments and someone was like, yo, can I get a shout out in your next video? And I felt, I was going to reply and I didn't. I was going to be like, oh yeah, dude. Because every video has the shout out section where I shout people out. That's something that I do all the time. Hey, like I always say, I'm the ignorant in this situation, right? I don't know. They might be watching for the first time and thinking, hey, I like this. Can I get a shout out? You know, like, I'm making it completely transparent that I am aware I'm just being a complete goofball, and it's all based on being silly and ignorant. Because hey, you know, someone's there enjoying the stream and they want to shout out. I just happen to find shout outs to be kind of they don't make any sense to me. So you know, I don't go around the internet asking for a shout out. Whatever. I think I've successfully over-explained this and destroyed everyone's mind who's listening. Easy E, the one and only, is here with the Prime, and we got Day One Dreamer here for 9 months. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Slave to the system. That's what the song said. Maurice says, well, I got one, so I feel special. Maurice, you have successfully earned the only ever shout out I've ever given, and it was pure sarcasm. So feel good or feel bad. It's up to you. Did I put... I got a weird feeling that I did not put wall up the top of this, or should I say carpet. Let's use 7 rockets to get all the way to the top. Apparently it takes 3 or 2 and a fraction. Yeah, I didn't. I didn't, did I? Right, let's take care of that first of all. 45 should be enough. Because we don't want lights up here. I don't think the lights even affect it, but I've decided that we don't want those. Oh yeah, I'm not picking up them. We got official Jaden gifting subs to Tinker77 Live. Helmer a hole. Fast and Femi. True Love. 429. Thank you, Jaden, for supporting the community and gifting the subs. We've got Cap the Dragon here for 30 months. Appreciate it, Cap. Thank you. Thank you for fixing the YouTube video title, says Hamsword. There was nothing wrong with the YouTube video title. I changed it because I thought Tickle was hilarious. Oh, do I even want to talk about this? Let's talk about it. Okay, so the episode was called A Ghast Torture Chamber. Now, I'm a fan of using grim language, okay? I've always liked or sort of been intrigued by gothic sort of stuff and, let's say, interested in the darker side of life. When I was younger, you know, I used to learn about serial killers and stuff, and I don't know, like, how to describe that to someone on the outside, but it's not like I think serial killing is cool, okay? It's just like that kind of you can't look away type thing. Like, you know, I can't believe some of the things humanity can do. And, you know, I used to have a lot more of a misanthropic type of worldview because of that. I don't really engage in that stuff anymore. I feel like I've learned over time that, yeah, humanity is capable of terrible things, but also does a lot of good day to day that tends to go unnoticed. It's so much easier to pay attention to the worst things that we do. I certainly paid a lot of attention to those worst things. And anyway, I like metal and, you know, music with the rah 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 and the shouting and the making the noise on the drums that are too loud to comprehend, you know. Love all that loud music, love all that shouting in my eardrum. Even if it don't make any sense, you know, as long as it makes my ears bleed, then I enjoy it. So I love all that kind of stuff, right? And so I'm quite fond of the use of more extreme language or, you know, morbid kind of wordings like torture. So those things kind of just come to mind to me. When I saw the ghasts all getting killed inside of that little room, I'm like, that's our ghast torture chamber. And it's all in good fun, you know. I'm not trying to say it to be mean to anyone or something. Anyway, so the video is called A Ghast Torture Chamber. And I get that that's like, you know, not the nicest thing to say, but it's like the context is really just using language to describe something that's happening in the video in a comical way, maybe a little bit on the dark side of humour, right? And so reading my comments, some people were saying that might not be family friendly, you might get demonetized. I didn't get demonetized. Family friendly is not something that I aim to do. I'm just being myself, and that often means being family friendly in some circumstances or whatnot, just based on me being me, but I'm not trying to hit a family friendly criteria with my channel. It just is what it is. So anyway, I changed the title of that video to Ghast Tickle Chamber instead, because I thought it was hilarious. I had a suggestion from someone saying, why don't you call it the Tickle Chamber? And I was like, do you know what, I love that, and okay, I'll change it, because that's pretty funny, is what I was thinking. My Schubert says, and we thank you for being you. Thank you, Schubert. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Don't worry, ghasts deserve it, says Motodotter. They do, don't they, with their screaming. Always terrifying us when we're in the Nether. Anyway, so I go change the video, and I keep reading more comments. You know, being a YouTuber, reading my comments. Yep, we do that, believe it or not. You know, a lot of you leave comments as if I'm not reading them. As if I'm not there. I'm thinking, dude, I'm reading your comment right now. You know, I had a comment like, how do I get in touch with Xisuma? And it's like, well, you just did. You know, like I'm reading. Killing in video games is a form of creating a narrative and gameplay conflict rather than the way of enjoying violence, says Surprise T. Well said, well said. It's not about enjoying violence at all, right? It's not about enjoying violence. Anyway, so some people then pointed out that it sounds a little bit like gas torture chamber. Gas chamber, you know, what happened many years ago with the Nazis and all of that. Like, those kind of reaches to me are, it feels like people are seeking for something to be problematic. And the ones that I read were not sort of like, hey, some people might take this the wrong way. It was more like, hey, you need to change this because of la la la. And I always feel like, it feels like you're looking for a problem here. And since I had changed the video already, I thought I'd just leave it. But that would almost encourage me not to change the video. I've certainly had some like experiences on YouTube in the past where I've got things like that wrong and felt like, yeah, no, I need to go change something here. But in this case, I feel like it's just a bit of a reach again. Looking for trouble. I don't mean to disrespect anyone who maybe misreads it and thinks I'm trying to say something, you know, but it should be pretty obvious what this is about. There is a ghast on the front of the video as well, and the whole video is about farming ghast. It's Minecraft, the block game. You know, it just feels like sometimes some people are looking for a reason to be upset. But it's changed now, so, you know, a ghast torture chamber today. I mean, how close does the language have to be? We have to get into that area of fuzzy greys of like, you know, what if I use this word that sort of sounds like that word? You know, some words sound like other words based on who's saying them and in what accent, and I just, you know, just think about the intent. What is my intent? It's just to tell you kind of something about what happens in this Minecraft video, right? So I think that kind of thing is, it just annoys me because it just feels like people are looking for offense sometimes without context, or deliberately ignoring the context, right? But I can't be a mind reader. It's very easy to interpret people's comments, their wording on the internet with the wrong frame of mind. If that were a person saying it, there might be compassion, there might be concern. You're like, oh, you're just concerned about this, you know? It tends not to come across that way when reading comments, which is probably a bad thing in and of itself. Anyway, so yeah, that's not why I changed the title of the video. It was just coincidental. As I got further down, I was like, this is one of the reasons I wouldn't change the title of the video, because I think you should go and educate someone about what that is, as opposed to try and sweep it under the rug, right? And it's not even about that. It's just, I don't know. Again, feels like people are looking for a reason to be upset. There is no controversy, Small Peppers. It was just a couple of comments that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, because, you know, like, there are times when that stuff makes sense and it's like, oh yeah, I probably should change this. That isn't right. It just really didn't feel like today was one of them. It just felt like, you know. And hey, if I'm going to use morbid language to describe stuff, which I do on occasion, you know, that's always going to invite someone to be offended, because some of the worst things that can happen, you know, revolve around being explained through morbid language, right? I think torture, you know, calling it a torture chamber, I think if you can, if it's not to your preference, you can be smart and realise that's not really anything terrible, right? You know, if I'd have called it a gas chamber, my goodness me, that would be wrong, you know, because that's actually the same thing. But then if the game had gases and there were a chamber in the game, all of a sudden it becomes a bit blurry again, doesn't it? Why is your voice slightly deeper in pitch during the streams than the video, says Ralph? Probably because live stream is constant talking, and I feel like the deeper part of my voice is probably the easier register, if you like, where my voice settles. Like right now it's deeper than usual anyway. But on streams, you know, when I record clips, like I've got all that fresh energy because I haven't been recording for a while, then I record a clip, bam, you know, talk about the thing that I'm doing, let out all that excitement that you've been brewing up while you've been working on this thing and that thing. Ralphie Warren, on the game design video thing, I'm all good on that front. I'm all good. I'm working on a project. Working on a couple of projects. Feeling great about that stuff. Erilium asks, what... Ugh, almost fell off. What kind of guitar do I play? Dude, go to my website and click on guitars. You can have a look at all of them. I think I've got 6 of them on there. Pictures and stuff. Yeah, all of that stuff is up there. Right, we got noises in the ear today. From Randy Sink for 3 months, Jimmy Pup for free, Emma Lou D Do for 49, Miyataki here for 51 months, incredible. 49 and 50, wow. Pebble 5078, thank you for your subscriptions. Appreciate it. Anyone notice the brewery design from the Xisuma 2 channel? Says Alamodi. If you meant in the latest video, Oh, you got me thinking now. What did I put in my latest video? Anyway, yeah, like we've been designing the brewery over there and then bringing it over here. I think you're on about the bit where I fixed it, right? So after I tried to do that on the live stream, it was like I went back to the problem and what would you know, fresh mindset, no audience pressure. I could think a little clearer and made a pretty swift fix for that thing. We got Ollie644 here with the Prime and Kale not found with the Prime as well. Appreciate it, everyone. Appreciate it. Hey X, do you think Hermitcraft will ever die? Do you know what's a certainty in life? I will die, you will die, my friend. That is not something to be scared of. That is something to remind you of the importance of being alive and what you're going to do in that time, right? Everything comes to an end. All good things come to an end. Hermitcraft will come to an end. It's an inevitability. X, what is your first go-to when starting an FL project, says Isaac. I ain't got a clue, because you know, now I'm getting back into it. I don't know, really. I'm still learning and figuring stuff out. It used to be like, I used to open up to just doodle with plugins and try and find sounds that inspire me, and then kind of take it from there. So I'd say like just doodling on the piano, you know, like a MIDI piano, and with a VST is usually the way I'll get started on something, but quite a few of my projects end up being like, when I get started on something and there's like avenues to explore there, then they became a project. Because I had like 4 different sounds. Whoa! How did you escape? They do that occasionally. 4 different sounds that were going to become like albums. Whoops. Okay, I'm a terrible shot. The crossbow feels so different to aim at with the bow as comparison. I don't know why, but I'm a terrible shot with a crossbow. Oh, I don't want this thing breaking anything. No, stop shooting at me. You're gonna ruin it. You're gonna ruin it. Oh, no. It went through the portal. Ah. That means bad news on the other side. We're gonna have to go fix that bad news later today. Did it die? Did it disappear? So the way over there. And it dodged. Yeah, I think I might have to leave that one. Okay, so chat, don't let me forget that later on in the stream we've got to go back. Very important that we go back and we fly over there and fix the damage, which I know what to do to fix it, but it's kind of annoying that happened. Not the Boba says, why do you use crossbows? Bows do more damage. Oh, I kept getting messages from people saying, why do I use a bow? The crossbow exists. So I was like, okay, I use the crossbow then, sir. It doesn't matter what you do in this game, someone will comment saying, why don't you do it the other way? It's just a fact of life. My goodness me! A noise bomb has been dropped on my eardrums. What is this? What is this craziness right here? Oh my goodness me. Oh my goodness me. Let's catch up with the noises in the air, you know. Faki is here with the Prime and Dead Prior Wesley with 25 gifted subs. Oh my goodness me. Thank you so much for supporting our community. It rhymed. I'm going to read out the names real quick, fast as I can, right? Cat Dog Cat, AGS CG, Zen Power, Emerald Lapin, Zerkes RL, Nub1357, Zante E, spelt with a 4 and the 1, Agatha Casti, Kukoff for Cocoa Puff, TBL Lunara, Crewfan01, Quantum Flux TV, I'm known as PM, Naz Flucker, TXC Zodiac, 5alive555, SDog20, Astro001, Storm Scribble, Obaloo, Bassberry, A Solemn 90, Sharpest Wind, Fortune Naruto, and Mr. Stu, all been gifted subs. Thank you again, Dreadpire Wesley. Appreciate the very generous sub bomb right there. Thank you. Thank you ever so much. Hey, so I'm looking for a good tea. Would you have any recommendations? Says Ismish. I like Twinings. Twinings is sort of my brand, and you know they're not niche or anything. They're like pretty standard. So that's what I do, right? That's some good tea. Reminded me of that tea. Hey X, have you ever tried to shoot rockets with a crossbow? You know, I've done it in creative mode, but I rarely ever end up doing it on survival. There's loads of little things in this game like that that I tend to not take advantage of because they're more sort of like quirky and fun, and I tend to be driven by like, do this thing so I can unlock that thing, you know, like big farms and whatnot. I'm not so much drawn to the kind of like immersive stuff, which I wish I were. Like, it's something I always want to do better at, but hey, I just kind of end up doing my thing, right? Which is doing crazy, mega, big, unbelievably, stupidly large farms like this. And when I say unbelievably large, this is a really crazy big farm. You probably don't need me to tell you that. I also, at one point in time, built quite a lot of this with one of the portals built at the wrong height, and I was like, oh, I've got to rip it all down again. All that obsidian. No haste beacon. Added Sparkle, thank you for your 5 months. Good tea solves everything. It does. It does. It ties over my hunger, because right now, peeps, alright, it's curry day. Okay. I've hardly eaten anything today, you know? And looking forward to stuffing myself after the live stream. It's good. It's good. It's good. I weighed myself after like 3 weeks. 3 weeks between the last weigh myself. Haven't gained anything, so you know, I always second guess myself with these little like air quotes binge eats, but you know, I'm doing all right. What kind of curry, says Anna Rose? I'm thinking a vegetable dansak, chicken mango curry. The dansak usually comes with rice, so I'll have rice instead of bread today, which I've played around with a little bit. I said this in a live stream. Rice is like really quite sort of uniform, and I've had some good rice from the takeaway stuff, but it ain't that much better than just having rice at home from one of those sachets, right, or a big bag of rice and cooking it yourself. So I'm not really keen on getting rice with takeaway because it just feels so unspectacular. So usually I get a bread. Oh, I tell you what I love. Stuffed, is it called parifa bread? It's like an alternative bread to naan bread, and you can get it stuffed with vegetables, and oh my god, it's so good. Real nice. So anyway, I'll either have like the bread or the rice, and then I'll have a couple of sides. Maybe an onion bhaji. Get some lime pickle with it as well. That's my new thing lately. Chuck a lime pickle in a curry, and it's like you add a whole bunch of flavour to it. Who can go wrong with curry, says Leaves Impulse. Not me. I can never go wrong with a curry, right? But I've had so many this year. Like, the lockdown just sort of sent me into, like, I'm going to have takeaways, like, mentally. I had so many this year. Honestly, like, I could give it a miss quite often now, I think. Alvin Glow says, curry talk, amazing. Yeah. Yeah, but some people will be like, oh, shut up about the food, X. Oh, it is that one. I ate Japanese curry last week, says Taobar. Katsu curry, that kind of thing. I like me a katsu curry. Hey, we got Dread Pryor Wesley. Here are some cheers and bits saying Xisuma and Ralis plushies. Ah, the old plushies. Thank you so much for the cheers and bits, dude. I don't think I'm going to do plushies. Ironically, I was working on doing plushies before anyone else on Hermitcraft had done that, and then it kind of like fell apart, and so I didn't really like pursue doing it again. And then they went and oh, I don't know if it's the same company actually, but anyway, all the other hermits started doing plushies, and now I just feel like I almost don't want to now, because I wanted to, you know, I don't really like merchandise very much. To me, it's not something I'm really that interested in at all. Like, never really been into fashion and clothing, but the plushie, like, is sort of cute and something a little different, and I really like the idea of having the little, you know, Xisuma or Boom Guy Asuma or the turtle one, you know, as a plushie. I thought that was great. In fact, it would have been Turtle Guy, because I think this was back in, like, Season 6 that we were working on it. And, yeah, and, you know, I thought it would be unique, it would be different, it would be kind of cool, I wouldn't mind having one of my own, and then now I'm just like, maybe not, because it's no longer any of those things, right? Well, it's still cute, but... Asuma head pillow. Oh god, what, one of those Isn't that those full body anime pillows? No thanks. Nah, that's just too gaudy for me. Hello, Xisuma. Just by looking at your guitars and seeing that they're all Ibanez, kind of says out front you like metal. I've been writing lo-fi hip-hop for a while, and I've been using a Les Paul Gibson. Cool, dude. I used to make some hip-hop beats. In fact, when I get... Oh, now that I've said it out loud, I feel like it's the next thing I'm going to do when I fire up Fruity Loops. But here's what I've been working on with Fruity Loops, right? I looked into the licensing deal, and I can put it on all my devices. I can also use this remote image line tool to turn my iPad into a controller, which is just fantastic. I've got a couple of controllers. They're expensive. And yet I can use my iPad as one, and my phone as well, so that's terrific. In fact, I might even be able to use them at the same time. Get more functionality, right? Anyway. So I've got that going. The license means I can put it on multiple machines. So then I started to think, okay, how can I work on this synchronously? Like, my DAW is so old that my laptop is probably better at it. So I don't really need to think in terms of, like, what each machine is capable. They're all pretty good at just running some basic projects, right? So if I end up like doing all the mastering and, you know, putting in all the equalizers and reverbs and all those kind of like mastering of, I'm using the wrong terminology, but when you get to the end of a product, when you really need to go through and like listen to each sound and tweak and add in loads of plugins to just kind of polish everything, do that on the main system, right? But when I want to be creative on the go, if I've got my laptop, if I have an idea and this computer is, you know, this one that I'm using right now is up and running, I can just fire up Fruity Loop Studio. Now, how do I get all of my stuff to work synchronously across all three? Someone's probably going to tell me they did a built-in solution that I don't know of. But I've been looking into using Google Drive to create folders that are shared across the systems. And therefore, when I work on a project, I can save it, and then it will be accessible on the other systems. This will probably involve like sharing plugins and things like that as well. So I've been looking into that, and ran into some problems. You syncing worth via LAN, says Colonel Nold. I should actually consider that, shouldn't I? That I want it to kind of work over LAN as well as... Yeah, I kind of want it to work with both. So if I'm on the go, I don't have to come back to plug something into LAN, but that's, yeah, I might need layers to this project, right? Like I might need to figure out how to do it that way too. Oh, look at this, we're basically out. So anyway, I brought, is Fruity Loops FL Studio? Yeah, that's the one. So I brought myself, Isaac suggests NAS. Yeah, for the amount of stuff I'm going to be sharing, I feel like NAS is overkill. What I want is synchronicity, so I can do things on the go. Yeah, so anyway, I was looking at Google Drive, and it's a good point that I need something that could use LAN. Might be the better way to go. So anyway, I got Google Drive, and when I was researching these different sort of synchronicity services, none of them tend to go into detail about what they can do. They feel very base consumer level oriented. Like it's, oh, back up your files anywhere. And it's like, please tell me more about what you mean by that. Like, can I do A/B synchronicity? Can I do BA? Like, you know, do I have control over direction? Do you do incremental backups? Like what is available? There's none of these sites. I went on like 10 different services, and it's all just for someone who, you know, is probably just a very casual user. So I couldn't find information about how it works, but I gave Google Drive a try, and what would you know? You can't, on my phone or iPad, I cannot sync a folder to it. You have to use the computer to do that. Fortunately, I found out that there are actually apps that can tie into Google's system and then do that for you. So I'm going to have Google Drive and then an app to do the synchronicity part, but so it's all a bit of work to put together and hope everything will work at the moment. Excuse me. So I don't know if anyone else out there uses like file sharing software and stuff, but maybe you've encountered the same sort of issues. It's kind of like built for consumers that are, you know, like average PC users, not people that want a bit more control. Two-way syncing to OneDrive via sync back free, says Rebecca. Yeah, sometimes it'll be two-way syncing, sometimes it'll be one-way. Dropbox is super slick, says Disco. I've used Dropbox in the past, and when I used it in the past, it felt different. It felt not like a synchronicity tool, but more like a share space, but I imagine they've updated what they do. Did I look into OneDrive? Yep, OneDrive has the same problem as Google Drive. They just don't want to tell you specifically what it does. They want to create that sort of average person can pick this up and, oh look, my files are backed up on the cloud, right? It's not for serious use, or at least they're not trying to sell it. See, oh, I didn't pick up any stone. I didn't pick up any stone, did I? So yeah, I'm going to think through some options. One thing I don't like the idea of, but could probably do, is like NAS attached storage that also is synchronous over the clouds. But I don't know. Like, I mean, my internet is just on 24/7, right? When I was a kid, you know, the internet was something that you dialed into, and then it was broadband, and you turn it on when you want to use it. And now it's just like Wi-Fi is on all the time. So, in theory, I could easily attach some storage space to it. The other thing is also what was I going to say? Like, geez, I really think my brain just blanked out on me again. Oh. This time I really got to get my aiming better. Yeah, that's better. I know, there's, you know, I just got to do more research, I think, before I dive back into using Google, but it seems I can get halfway there with Google, but I've just realised that I should be using the LAN to share information between these three systems, because it is like, they are already plugged up on it. And then what I'll be able to have is, like, I've got about 130, no, it's way less than that, it's like 70 gigs of samples, but that stuff's probably going to grow. I've also got to like start separating a lot of stuff to like pirated and unpirated, because now I'm in a position where I want everything that I do moving forward to be legitimate, so that when it comes to publishing the music, if ever that happens, like it'll be easy to do, as opposed to my previous music where it's like, I don't know how I got hold of that. I don't know where that came from, right? Which is yeah, slightly problematic. Anyway, at some point I'll go through and probably buy licenses for some of the stuff I used to use. Ethos says, just came from the video, what an amazing farm. I know, right? Like, I hope Nembom gets his explainer video out soon, because it's really brilliant how clever this farm is. It did make me wonder, though. I was going to shoot Nembom a message, and I'd be like, could you build 4 of these around the AFK spot, which is just over there? Right? It might be that the way the portals work in the overworld, you can only have 1 blob at once, right? If not, I'm pretty sure that's the reason there's not 4 of these. You could build 4, you could maybe squeeze some in the corners, like, pretty sure you can only have 1 portal in the overworld, and that's why it wouldn't work with more of these, but, like, I'm not suggesting you need that many gas tiers, but for fun, to do it in creative mode, like, for example, to be like, just how many portals can you hook up, and how much gas spawning can you exploit to create, like, some crazy stream of gas tiers, you know, that you could show off as the output. That would be a fun place to take this project, I think. Are ghasts attracted to by portals, says Lower Coda. They're not attracted to them. Ghasts move around randomly. It's just they just kind of wander. What's happening here is that they spawn touching the portal, therefore they are going to go straight through it. On a very rare occasion, though, they do manage to escape the farm, as we've seen a couple of times. Hither Ace says, only Xisuma would consider building this 4 times. Not in survival. No, I was not considering building it 4 times in survival. I mean, this thing already produces enough for my needs, but I just kind of want to finish the project to be like, look, this exists on Hermitcraft now. You know, this is this crazy thing. If you ever need stupid amounts of gas tiers, we got them. What else do you use gas tiers for? Do you use them in the creation of the end crystal? Because if you do, we might be able to have fun with, like, what can we do with lots and lots of end crystals now, right? We got an obsidian farm. I think it's ghast here, right? Oh, it is. Okay, yeah. So we've got, you know, sand galore because we're crazy miners here on Hermitcraft, so we can do that. So yeah, maybe that's like a project beyond what we're currently doing with the brewer, is to be like, what can we achieve if we have a stupid amount of end crystals? Maybe make a ginormous explosion, just for the fun. I don't know, but there's something to be done there. Right, Crystal PvP, says Surprise T. Yeah, you know, maybe use it in a minigame. Maybe use it in a minigame. Okay, we got noises in the ear from Membo Mumb. Armoured Monkey for 30 months. Please give a shout out to the amazing staff team. Yes, yes indeed. To all of my staff, if you're watching, I appreciate what you do over on the LPMT2 community. Keeping it all running for everyone. These lot basically run that community themselves, you know, I hardly do anything these days. Do I have a thing for this? I mean, if you're not aware of what LPMT2 is, there is an advertisement on your screen. It is our vanilla Minecraft server for this community, and if you subscribe with tier 3 here on Twitch, you can get instantaneous access by hooking up your subscription on our website using the Get Whitelisted page. There are other ways to join the community. It gives you access to the Discord, which Twitch subscribers get too, and some other stuff. Look at me, I'm so good at doing this, right? I mean, what is it? Patreon, there's a Buycraft interface. If you want to join the community, there's all that stuff. Buycraft is basically your PayPal gateway. And so yeah, there's a vanilla server over there, an awesome community. We're going to be doing a tour of it at some point in the future. Been meaning to do that for a while, but we're getting the world download hooked up so I can download it and run it from my own computer. I believe what we agreed is that I'm going to be doing it on my own computer with render distance turned all the way up, so we can really appreciate the scale of the server. I didn't realise Elon Musk created PayPal. Yeah, that's right. Elon Musk was part of the PayPal mafia, as they called them. I really recommend the book on him by... her name begins with A. It's not... I don't think it's Angela, but it's like a... Angie something. Oh man, every other time I've recalled that book, I seem to have remembered her name, but now I can't. This is my first time on your stream. I'm new to Hermitcraft. Just want to let you know how much of a fan of all of you and your created content. Hope to be a support for years to come. This is Stolthammer. Awesome, dude. Thanks for coming over. Glad you're enjoying what we do at Hermitcraft. We've been doing this for many years. I mean, I've been on Hermitcraft for what, like 8 years? Angie McGurritz. That does not sound like the name. Ashley Vance. That's it. That's it. It's not... What, Angie, Ashley? You know, you can see where I was at. Ashley Vance. That's the author. I got to say, you know, whenever you take in information, try and think about how things can be perceived differently. Because I think the book kind of glosses over some criticisms of how he treats his workers or things that he's done. Focuses a lot on his obvious genius, right? But, you know, take it all with a pinch of salt, really, because I think it's quite a positive portrayal of the man, where if you want to go into the realms of scrutiny, you might have some differing opinions on some of the things he does and says, right? It was also written quite a few years ago, before more recent events. But the story is just brilliant. It's fascinating, and I find it very inspiring. You know, that what people choose to do in this world. And right now, you know, SpaceX is killing it, sending people up to the International Space Station. That stuff's really exciting. You know, the space, the final frontier and all that, right? I think he's becoming less like Tesla and more like Edison, says Darth Vathan. Yeah, could be so. Could interpret it that way. Can I see your skin, please, says Zoms is good. Yeah, look, I'm Xisuma today. Xisuma. Alright, we got noises in the ear from Origi AO64, Lachlan 1462 with the Prime, Chubbins Rainbow here for 4 months, Nakoon Aid Dragon here for 7 months, also building a farm involving portals. Cool, hope you got all your portal math and stuff down, because geez, I messed up building this. First time round, Nembom had to rescue me and help me put the thing in the right position, the portal. Val May is here for 3 months, and Dreadpire Wesley's gifting a sub to S-Star-R. Thank you so much again for another gifted sub, Dread. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Hey, Xisuma, a question for you. Where does your IGN come from? Comes from the word music. I was looking to make a new IGN or web name or whatever, and took the word music, messed around with it, and turned it into Xisuma. You should do a Reddit Secret Santa and give gifts to strangers on the internet, says Broke Little Pick. Little what? Oh dear. I don't do that sort of thing. Like, I don't know what I'm going to give a stranger on the internet. If I had the idea first, if I had the other end of the stick first, then it would be like, oh, what would suit that? Oh, I could gift it to someone, but I don't have either of those things. Why don't you pronounce the X at the start of your name? I always say Xisuma, don't I? No. I just don't. I just made the name up and then made up the pronunciation. Surprise T, Nembom was not whitelisted on HC. He just helped me over Discord chat, that was all. Hermitcraft is like Psycraft's cooler younger brother, says Adrian. That's interesting. That's interesting. Because I see Hermitcraft as having a relationship to Minecraft in that kind of way, right? Like, that's what inspired us to get going. Psycraft wasn't even a thing when Hermitcraft started, but yeah, I guess everyone's free to see things how they like. I feel like Psycraft is like a different way of playing Minecraft to Hermitcraft, Obviously there are similarities. Okay, anyway. There was something else that I wanted to chat about today. I don't know if anyone saw it. We've got some new, hot, fresh YouTube drama. Come and get it right here, your YouTube drama. Alright, do you need to hate? Do you need to hate on some giant corporation? Do you need to hate on a product that you use every single day? And complain about how awful and dreadful it is? Well, today is your lucky day, my friends, because there is hot, fresh YouTube drama happening. Everyone's got an opinion. Everyone's got an opinion. It's the end of YouTube. I hate YouTube. I'll never use it again. I'm quitting. YouTube is the worst thing ever. It's a faceless corporation. And it's super duper greedy. Who knows what I'm talking about? Everyone's yelling yes in chat. By the way, everything I just said was incredibly sarcastic. Spill the TX, says Diablo Jog. I will never spill this cup of tea. By the way, the last few sips of that. Sorry. Sorry, you've gone cold. The TOS change, says eHero. Yes. Terms of service change. So, I didn't read it myself. I got my info through watching other YouTubers who, I felt like the ones that I watched were explaining it rationally and telling two sides to a story, and they also put bits of it up on the screen for you to look at and see the wording. So, although I hadn't actually read it, I believe the information I've got here is, pretty much the gist of it, right? The idea is that YouTube are going to now start monetizing, or let's say running adverts on people's videos who couldn't run adverts. So the way it works is you can upload to the platform, you can publish your videos and share them, and then you can get partnered to have monetization. And a while ago, that partnership got revoked for a lot of people as a response to trying to tidy up the platform because there were controversial channels, content that was unfavorable on the platform that was then being monetized, right? So YouTube had to deal with this. They changed the parameters. As always, when anything happens, there's all of the different drama, like I was joking about at the beginning, YouTube hates its creators and all this kind of stuff, right? So they took monetization away from people, and I think with good reason. I think, it's unfortunate, but that doesn't mean that it's wrong. It's just that's how they chose to deal with the situation, and in all fairness, I think it's a pretty sensible move to, if you're going to have controversy on your platform that's difficult to manage, you can take the money away from it. That just seems like a smart thing to do. And I empathise with people who end up on the short end of that stick, but it kind of is what it is, I guess. I need some carpet for this thing up here. Oh wait, I got the wall. I got the wall. I'll drop some of this off. I guess as long as they don't then go back and put ads on those they disable videos for, says no, oh my god. That's literally the next bit, right? The next bit of the story is now what they're going to do is monetize those videos for themselves. They will run ads on them. And that, I think, is not a very smart move. Now, here's an argument for why they might need to make more money at the moment. You know, despite being this massive platform, business models can sometimes operate on speculation of future success. And, you know, you hear this rumor every now and then that YouTube barely breaks a profit or whatever. And we can argue if that's true or not, or it's the way the business is set up and, you know, fiddling the numbers to some extent. I'm not really interested in debating that because I don't know. But it could just be that, you know, YouTube's cost to run as a platform means that they're starting to need to pull that in and, you know, actually make some profit. Maybe they weren't actually making a lot of money for all the costs of hardware. I don't know. Just playing a little bit of devil's advocate, so to speak. So, yeah, they might need to make more money now, because one of the things they've recently done is really upped the rate of ads. Then they started monetizing people's videos with mid-rolls where they hadn't previously enrolled to do that. So this is like an automatic back system thing, so old videos would then play more ads. They're really upping the ad model at the moment and, you know, trying to probably just make more revenue, bottom line, right? And so here's the next chapter is that if you are not part of their program, because remember, if you're not monetized with them, you can upload videos for free and have it served to millions or billions of people and not pay a penny for it. Right? You can do that. And now, if you are not monetized, they can put ads on it and you don't get a cut of those ads. So clearly, they're trying to plug the gap in terms of, okay, you know, like, there are videos out there that go viral and we don't actually run ads on them. And I think if you look at it from that direction, you can kind of see why they would make a decision like this. Unfortunately, it looks really bad because the people that are creating that content that you're putting ads on aren't getting paid, and it's kind of like free labor. It really is. It's sort of exploitative, and maybe they've made that decision a little too hastily, not thinking it through. I can see on one hand how there is a relatively reasonable argument to say, okay, you know, this service is free, we're going to make some money off of it if you're making views and, you know, we're not making any money on it. But pretty much everyone wants to monetize their channel and their content on the platform. So if someone isn't in that bracket, like, it's probably because A, they were denied, or B, they don't reach the viewership requirement. And I think, you know, both of those are kind of contentious, that they could perhaps demonetize people and then put ads on their content themselves. Right? It's one of those things where if this was the arrangement from the beginning, probably no one's going to be making a fuss about it. But it wasn't the arrangement from the beginning. It's a change along the way, and one that is going to upset people, I believe. So personally, I feel like I can understand why they're doing it, but I think they really need to reflect on how it looks as a company to do that when they so often talk about their community and supporting creators, and they're sort of very much not supporting the creator with that decision. They're kind of putting them on the other end of the stick, right? I feel like it shouldn't be retrospective. It should only be going forward for the new TOS dates, as KSI's. Retroactive, I believe, is the word you're looking for. Yeah, that may be fairer. You know, hey, if you're coming to the platform and making videos from this point onwards, you know, it might be free to use, but we're going to run ads and make money off of the ads that we're serving to people, right? YouTube, sorry your videos aren't suitable for ads. Also YouTube, puts ads on those videos to small peppers. Yeah, so memifying for humour there, but like, their use of language, the way they built their monetization system, it's quite like that. It's quite like you're not eligible to run ads on your content, is kind of like their own wording, yet they're running ads on your content. It's a bit of a disaster. There's a lot of overreaction when YouTube changes a policy. A lot of people that like to come out shouting, you know, it's the end of YouTube and all this kind of stuff. And for me, you know, I used to get wrapped up in that a little bit on my channel. There's some videos back in like 2013, 14 where I, you know, YouTube's new channel layout is going to ruin my channel and all this sort of stuff, right? Getting caught up in it. Turned out not to be so. And once you've lived through a few of them, once you live through the ad apocalypse and you've survived it, it's sort of like, yeah, things continue as usual. I know some people didn't survive the ad apocalypse, and it has been of detriment to some people on the platform, which I can't really speak too much to because I haven't seen it that much myself. But, you know, it's like, actually life tends to go on and it hasn't really been all that bad like people have said, at least from this perspective. I feel like it'll probably be like that again, you know, it won't be long before it's just business as usual and we've forgotten about this to some extent. Because I don't think anything too dramatic is going to come from it. Maybe there'll be a story of someone who's got like viral videos, but for some reason YouTube says they can't monetize their channel yet they're putting ads on themselves. There might be stories like that. But ultimately, this will just end up becoming the new norm, I think, unless YouTube decide to change what they're going to do. Maybe the criticism from the community might change their mind about what they're going to do. Iguana says, I have premium. I have premium too. I actually think premium's great because you get to take ads out of the video, so the viewing experience is better. It's relatively cheap. What was it, $12.99 a month? I mean, maybe that is, maybe that isn't. You know, to pay for something that you feel is inherently free always feels expensive, but you get a better viewing experience. You get to use the downloads feature on your phone. There's a few perks like that, but one of the things that's cool about it is that people like myself, creators, will, unless you are a 20 hours a day YouTube consumer, will actually get a better cut of money, let's say, from the premium membership than the ads you would have watched. And, you know, they've really struggled to sell people on YouTube Premium, it would seem, and I think moves like this are possibly trying to push people towards it more. Breathink says it's $17.99 for a family a month. Wow, that's yeah, that's sort of even cheaper if you want two people, you know, to have it. I don't know how many people constitute a family in that context, but as a single user of it, you know, one account, it's $12.99 a month for me, I believe, or is it 11? I think it might be $11.99. So yeah, like maybe if they could explain that better to people, they'd be more willing to sign up for it, because I believe that's then better for them as well, right? They make more money through premium than they do serving up ads that the people see. And then there's YouTube TV, says Ghost Potato. I know nothing about YouTube TV. It's probably bundled in with the premium stuff, right? Exit. I'm a small YouTuber and people rarely find the community server hosting the Hermit-made minigames. What? Oh, how do you feel? Oh no, you know, don't host stuff in our name. It's pretty much a blanket rule to any "can I use Hermitcraft's name" question. Sorry, the answer is blunt. It's always just going to be no. Had to explain that on Twitter the other day. Yeah, a bit of Twitter drama the other day. Jeez. Forgot about that. I think YouTube's problem is a lack of communication, says Legion Pulse. That's been their problem in the past. They've been fantastic at communicating over recent years, especially with Creator Insider. That's been fantastic. You know, this isn't a communication problem right now. They've told us what's happening. It's just it looks so bad. Like, it just doesn't look good. Okay, there we go. Ralphie says, I never thought of getting premium, but what you said about the money thing, it makes me think about it. So basically, when I watch your videos, I just have premium. You get a cut of the money I paid, right? Just wondering if I should get it, because that sounds awesome. Yeah, but not because of me, right? Like any creator you watch, any video you watch, it's all chalked up. It's based on watch time. It's the same metrics that ads use. So, you know, if you watch someone more, they get the proportional cut, which I think is quite clever because you're sort of, without having to do anything, giving more to the creators that you enjoy. Assumably, you're enjoying them because you're watching them a lot. So, you know, let's say all you do is watch Hermitcraft. You watch 10% Ren, 10% Tango, 10% XB, and I'm the rest, right? That's the way the cut gets split. And if you don't watch a lot of YouTube, obviously that means there's less of it to be split out, and therefore they get more. And like I said earlier, I think, you know, you have to like watch an insane amount of YouTube for your portion of YouTube Premium to pay out less than the ads that would have been there would have. So it's a really, I think it's a really great kind of business model and a great product. And I've, you know, since I've used it, I just, that's it, it's great. I don't see ads, and I know that when I watch people, they get a little bit more from that YouTube Premium. And I don't know why they like, they should be like telling us to advertise it, because it's good for us as well, right? It's sort of a bit of a win-win for everyone, it feels like. But they don't. Like my reps never told me to push YouTube Premium. Told me lots of other stuff and ideas that they talk about, but never that. And it just feels like that's the one where the maths adds up for everyone. Unless like you think, no, I want YouTube to still be free. But you know, it still is free. It's not like signing up for Premium takes that away. Anyway, so, yeah, Alpenglup says, yeah, I've never seen any creator talk about it. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Anyway, my takeaway from the current change is, like, it's just going to become the new norm, and we'll have to see what happens. I think there's potential now for some backlash, big stories to come out of it. Potentially, you know, some of those questionable videos that have been demonetized are now being monetized. That could look really bad for YouTube. They might respond to all this controversy and change their stance on what they're doing. I don't know, but, you know, it'll become business as usual before long, I reckon. Linus said something about this in one of his videos, says JP. Yeah, quite a few YouTubers have been talking about it, right? Now I'm talking about it. It's the talk of the town. It's your YouTube drama. And boy, oh boy, do we love us some YouTube drama. Okay, where are we at with the noises in the ear? We got Quirty Swan here for 2 months. Snowy Banshee 1 for 5. Thank you so much for your tremendous support, peeps. We also got 2,800 peeps tuning in. Everyone be sure to hit that follow button here on the twitch.tv/the And if you're not aware, I run 4 channels on YouTube. One about music, one about talky things, and another is my second channel where these live streams go. If you have the time to check them out, swing by, see if you find anything you like. Hashtag save the Flint. Peeps, don't you worry about it. Although you might be right actually, because when it goes down to, yeah, there might not be a red bit before it breaks. So it's probably not going to do the rest of these ones right here, really, is it? So that needs a little bit of repairing. You know, maybe we'll take a break. Actually, it probably makes. I don't have any flint lying around, so making a new one. Gotta go to the overworld anyway, so we'll probably go repair it. I'm not sure if there's any other nearby accessible mob farms. If we killed a ghast, we could fly down and try and scoop up its XP, but yeah, that might be overthinking it. Rebentum Minis is here with the Prime, and Peking Fox, or Peacocking Fox is here with Cheers a Bit. Thank you so much, dude. No message with that one. I use an ad blocker because my mum would have to pay for YouTube Premium, says Emil Karu. Yeah, I mean, you could also not use an ad blocker and let the ads play, but yeah, it is what it is. Just go through your portals. There are many ghasts over there. There'll be none because there's other people in the overworld at the moment. Which might mean that going through it to get to that portal and fix it is alright, but I don't want to risk that. Do not want to risk that at all. Sweet Sunny Dream, you can indeed put mending and unbreaking on a flint and steel. And you know, for a project like this, just save me carrying a bunch of them around. I certainly benefited from that. Let's do one more row before we go repair it. I think I'm going to do up to the top there and probably call it a day for today with this project. I feel like the big ad push, which has made a lot of people install ad blockers, which probably had the opposite effect on YouTube, says Stephen the Sheep. Yeah, but probably not enough to offset the additional load of advertisements, right? Like, not as many people probably use it as you think. Yeah, it definitely has created a worsened experience. Like, when I watch YouTube on my telly, it's really annoying the amount of ads that play. Like, it feels like they went for way more than double, and double's quite noticeable. Keen says, what's your opinion on YouTube Premium to remove ads? I think I just articulated that pretty clearly what my opinion on that is. So X, do you have any suggestions, tips for going to college to be an architect or filmmaking? As someone who never went to college for architect and filmmaking, not really. I would go look up people that have done that and ask them. Max says, does skipping an ad have an effect on the revenue? Nah, just have the viewing experience that you want and don't worry about it. Dan says, the amount of skippable ads I get right now, or unskippable, makes me considering getting premium. Might be part of their plan as well to push more people onto it, right? I wish they would explain it though, like, because it's like people, when you watch stuff on YouTube, you tend to want to support the people that you're watching, and it's like a business model to support them better than the ads, support them fairly for the creators that you watch, and you don't even have to think about it. Whatever you watch, you're supporting. I mean, maybe you spend a lot of time watching stuff you don't like, it might be a problem, but don't know why you'd want to do that. Alright, there we go. Let's leave a couple of these lying around and go repair this thing. Surprise T says ad blocker and direct support is better than ads. I don't know about that, because the ad economy is a part of, like... Dude, this guy's... The ad economy is like a big part of the business model. If everyone started using ad blockers, it'd be a real pain in the butt. People don't tend to support creators evenly, right? Like, oh, I watch so many YouTube videos. Yeah, I'm only patrons of like a tenth for them, you know, like, and that's not even a fair distribution right there compared to how much I watch. It just happens to be what I signed up for. Let's fly back. Have you ever been interested in martial arts or ever done some? Haven't done some. Always thought martial arts was pretty cool, and not like in a kind of like, oh, kick ass kind of way. Like in an actual like physical discipline. Like, you know, it's a pretty intense and interesting thing to do. Okay. Where are we going to? This one over here. Golden Lino says, have I gotten into coding lately? I have not gotten into coding. Okay, right. This should not take long at all. Let's let them build up. Oh no, we got these here. I'm going to leave them there as well. So, oh, it's so loud! Horrible noises. Please make them stop. Oh, this is going to take no time at all. And I'm off. There you go. And I'm off. That was it. That's all we needed to do. That's all I needed to do. Do need to get more rockets. because I've got a rocket in my pocket, and it's going to run out. It's going to run out. That was very fast indeed. It only had 64 to do, right? Like, not a lot of durability on that. Right. 4 rockets, that's what I've got to remember. Woo! Hey! There we go. Great rhyming, X. Thanks, I try. Yeah, speaking of drama on Twitter, right? Because I got reminded of that. I can't remember what I tweeted at. So, every now and then, you know, people ask this all the time, but every now and then I put a reply out there, just so, you know, it's not total silence. But someone was like, hey, we made an app on iOS with the Hermitcraft name and brand. Can, you know, we publish this? And I just had to say, sorry, no, can't endorse anyone using the Hermitcraft name, right? And it just kicked up a load of controversy from so many different angles. And it felt quite frustrating to try and explain it, because there were some people that got it and some people that didn't, and some people that were like, oh, I wanted to see that thing and play that game, this app that someone had made. And it's like, well, that's not a great reason. Like, I want is not the best reason to do stuff a lot of the time, right? So yeah, there was a bit of, like, you know, Twitter drama with some people being upset, saying I was mean and rude, which I don't think I was at all. I was just completely to the point, you know, and just trying to be neutral about it. And anyway, the thing that I want to share and express is that, like, Hermitcraft, you may love it and your passion may inspire you to create something Hermitcraft adjacent, a fan server, a game, a thing that you want to sell or whatever. Like, we as a group of people have to agree, 28 of us, on something, and having a stranger on the internet that you don't know asks to use your name to create a product, right, that you don't have control over, that's not something we're going to be interested in. And if it were another scenario where we were interested, we would have to get 28 people to agree. And, you know, do we have the time and energy to oversee some other project with our name in it because it's carrying our name? The answer is no. That's why you don't see a lot of Hermitcraft adjacent stuff, because we're not, you know, we're not a corporation with corporate resources and those kind of ambitions or visions, right? We're like a group of friends playing on a server together, and extending that to other things is really tricky to do because we don't have a lot of resources. We make videos all day, and you know, no one wants to spend hours of their time going over someone else's product, double checking things, making sure everything is up to the scratch of everyone's opinion, right? It's just, when you think it through, when you think, okay, what happens for this thing to go into existence, it's just not really that feasible. Yeah, you'll have to protect your brand. I think your response was perfect, says Alpenglarp. Thanks. My response was very uncoloured, just straight to the point. You know, hey, this is how it works, you can't do it. Okay, I'm not trying to rain on that person's parade or do anything mean-spirited. It's just like, that's just how it is. Don't call it drama. Why do they want something as amazing as HC on their own and first make their own money on their own idea and work? They got the answer, says Sweet Sunny. Well, I use the term drama because that's what we call it. And it was, you know, it was people bickering over something that I had said, which I thought was entirely reasonable. I think you just got to respect other people's decisions, you know. It almost is, it's annoying because it's almost one of those things like, why do I have to explain this? Like, if I go, hey, person in chat, I like your avatar, can I put it in my next video? And you say no, you don't have to explain that. It's your thing, you know? Like, it's your thing. You don't have to explain yourself. And if you did, there's probably a good reason why. It's mine, I like it, I don't want it appearing in someone else's video. That's fine. That's, you're right to do so, right? It's interesting how fan art falls within the reasonable space, but games don't. Just a fascinating difference, I think. Not necessarily bad, says Demented DMK. Yeah, it does. There is an absolute grey area around how a brand extends itself into a community, right? Like if then someone started monetizing fan art, that might, you know, that might stir a few eyebrows. I don't know how I feel about that myself. And each and every hermit in our group feels differently about this stuff. Some people are cool with it. Some people are easy with the breeze, which is me, to be fair. Like, I'm more of the ones to be like, okay, that's happening, is it? Well, you know, I haven't got the time to deal with that. Whereas other people aren't. You know, there's a whole range of different takes on these things. Fan art is something that everyone tends to love, as you can imagine, and it totally goes into that weird grey area where, yeah, this is technically like someone making a game and that, but, you know, none of the hermits are asking for fan art to decease, right? So it exists, and life's not fair. Like, it just happens like that. Whereas someone making a game, a product out of it, it ends up being something different. You're putting something into a marketplace. It doesn't really come with the context of fan art, even though it might be fan art adjacent, as in I'm a fan and I created a game. And that's unfortunate. That might have literally been their intention. It might have been like their piece of fan art, and unfortunately that's the way these things work. But yeah, it's like the answer is it. That's the end of the conversation, really. It's like you don't need to overthink it and think it's mean, it's wrong. It's like, it's alright to say what happens with our brand. And yeah, fan art's just one of those fuzzy grey areas where it's like, yep, things like this exist as well. Xisuma, I can't imagine a lot of the hermits want to deal with that stuff anyway. They either have their own branding to deal with along with their other life priorities, says Itchy this. Exactly. And, you know, every time I check my email inbox, I have, like, email after email of people asking to do something with the Hermitcraft name. Like, if we took that stuff seriously and... oh, we'd never get anything done. But, like, I like to put out, you know, one reply every now and then. Occasionally one of those emails looks a bit more serious. Like, oh, wait, someone's what? They're buying a server and doing all this stuff? It's like, hey, dude, no. Hold up. We're not going to endorse this. And, you know, I just put out an answer out there for that person. I've done it before. Every now and then I just answer one of them, so it's kind of out there. And people took it the wrong way. People took it the wrong way, that's for sure. What about the free Hermitcraft music remixes, says Ace Maxus. Again, yep, another great example of that weird grey area. If one of us were like, no, you can't use my voice in a remix, we would be within our rights to say so. Okay, fair use is a very grey area topic, right? People love to shout fair use, and it's not quite what you think it is. I don't know the specifics, but I believe someone remixing my voice for a song probably is within their rights to do it, right? Their fair rights. But if I were to request and say, hey, I don't want you to, you know, remix my voice, then, you know, that person could choose to respect that decision if they wanted to. And again, it's like fan art. It's like, it's something made out of adoration for, you know, for the love of, like, what we do, and so it's, like, very well accepted, and therefore it doesn't cause any problems. Not everything in life is black and white and runs like a machine. Some things just are a bit fuzzy. If someone then started, like, you know, heavily monetizing that sort of remix culture around Hermitcraft, that might stir a few eyebrows again, you know? Everyone feels differently about this stuff, so I can't speak for anyone else other than myself. No one's done anything like that, so I can't really think of a scenario where something like that might happen, but yeah. We got cheers and bits here from Guernsey Donkey saying, is recap done with Hermit's permission? And again, oh, same question again, you've asked twice. So thank you for cheers and the bits, I appreciate it. The recap used to be official, and then we felt it was best to make it not official, because not everyone feels the same way about this sort of stuff. But for the most part, like, what they create is its own product, right? It's one of those fair use things where they pretty much fall on the side of you know, the legal use of fair use. It's a grey area, but I believe they fall well within their rights to create content out of our content. There are people who simply re-upload clips with no added context or commentary or anything and create compilations of Hermitcraft content. That stuff is very contentious because they are literally taking our work and not providing any additional value and then monetizing it, which would, I think, most of the time fall on the other side of that. That would not be accepted under fair use because they're simply creating clips and compilations, and I believe it is actually legally worded that that doesn't constitute fair use, right? But you know what they're doing is they're providing more. They're providing commentary, jokes, gags. They're creating a compilation that is, you know, not just straight footage from our videos, and so they you know, they have their rights to do it. So you know, the recap is all good. It's all good in the hood, homie. True, it's about decency. As long as it doesn't get out of hand, creating something new out of snippets and putting your own twist on it is fun, says Sweet Sunny Dream. Absolutely, yeah. And you know, I personally, I would encourage anyone who wants to use what I do to make their own. You know, I don't have a problem with that. If you are to go towards that territory of straight up no added value, just using my footage and my likeness to generate views, then I'm gonna be a bit more like, not sure I like this, right? And hey, I can't give you a specific answer to what I would and wouldn't like. It's just one of those things you got to accept, like, and that's why you should ask people and say if I can do this, if I can do that, you know. It might be that you don't really need to ask and everything's fine, but if you do ask first, you know, you can avoid some headaches. You don't have to ask for fan art. Anna says it's a case-by-case basis, I guess. Absolutely. Always is, yeah. Always going to be a case-by-case thing. Mighty Mad Matt is here with the Prime. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. So let's say someone were to sub to Hermitcraft clips in a different language with that fall under added content. I do not know what recreating in another language would do, but if someone asked me if they could do that with my content, I would say no. I would not want someone taking my content and translating it. What I might do, but certainly have no plans to, I might translate my own content and within my own system launch, you know, Xisuma France. The Xisuma France channel coming soon. That might be something I choose to do. Unlikely, but you know. But someone else doing it, and I had those offers before. I get those emails where it's like, hey, I'm gonna like translate your videos and upload them. I'm like, no, please don't. Please don't do that. Hairy Woman says, imagine building this farm without the middle button feature. Nah, it wouldn't be that bad. That makes more sense when you're shuffling lots and lots of blocks, right? We're only working with 2 blocks for this entire build. I guess it helps you fish out the next stack, but if you were building like some multi-coloured, multi-block platform all the time, then that would be of more benefit. What if there was a Hermitcraft compilation channel where the compiles clips like Barge, Treasure Box compilation, where the channel was made from... Okay, it's going off the top of the screen. You know, like if someone is making clips with no added value, no added context, you know, it's not really fair use, and it will probably rub a lot of the hermits the wrong way. It certainly would rub me the wrong way if you see on my second channel, we got the best of Xisuma episodes, right? Recaps of every 10 episodes of Hermitcraft. If someone was making that, not on my channel, I would be annoyed. That would be taking my content to generate views and not adding anything to it, really. You know, you could argue that the editing is value, but legally, no. You have to really, like, you know, show some substantial remixing, not just clips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can we all agree on the reacting videos that they are just the lowest of the low, just sitting down and doing nothing type of reaction, says Yo Yazarif. I don't agree with that. I don't watch reaction videos. I've watched like people reacting to music songs. There is value there. Like, one of the weird things about watching people react to something is that, like, you tend to get to share your excitement with someone over the video. It's like showing a friend a record and they're like, oh man, this is brilliant or whatever, right? You love that, and you kind of get a little bit of that. Those are the only sort of react videos that that I know. But like, it's easy to look down on certain types of content and not think about, well, what could be good about this. So like, some people can be really entertaining with their reactions, right? An entertaining reaction could make for a great video. And so why not? And again, the reaction and fair use thing, I don't really know where that falls. I think it's one of those areas people tend to get away with, but could perhaps be, occasionally be done the wrong way. I don't know, but I think to dismiss it is probably not the right way to think about it. Okay. Well, when I AFK at this thing next, it is going to be mega. Why are you not using Tango Tech's super simple gas farm design, says Not Nate. Because the world is a better place when I just don't use someone else's farm, right? Today in Hermitcraft, going to use someone else's farm, Today in Hermitcraft, we're not going to build a mansion because someone else already did that. No. We will stride to do our own projects and not to sit in the shadows of others. Okay. Isn't this Nembomb's design, though? It is Nembomb's design. If Nembomb already had this design on the server, then I would be looking for another design. I don't design my own stuff so much these days, although I've loved designing the Brewer project. That's been fantastic. And maybe I should. I'm going to try and design the next couple of farms, actually. We've got to do a pufferfish farm, so I've been thinking through how we could do that. So there'll be a little bit of design work to do there. But I think we only need this now. But yeah, like, I end up building other people's farms, and for me it's usually a case of, like, what can I do that's unique and different? And this farm right here wasn't a gas farm when I first learned of it. It was just a all-in-one nether farm that Nembomb had built. And then I kind of thought about, what if I build that in a Soul Sand Valley, right? Then we get gassed. So I spoke to Nembomb, and he's like, oh, I've already got a farm for that. So I was like, okay, we'll build that then. Because I thought I'd do at least a little bit of sort of designing or figuring something out. But no, Nembomb had the thing sussed. And I would have never built, something like that, because I just don't think on that level. Gas split in the pickup system, says Cyric. Yes, that's what we're going to go fix. Sup X, you getting a PS5, says MQ Buzz. Nope, couldn't get one yesterday. I wasn't getting one for me anyway. I was going to get one. I kind of like got swept up in this, oh yeah, I'll get myself a PS5 thinking. And I was like, no I won't. I hardly play games on my PlayStation anymore. Like, what's the point? There's like one game on it that I want to play and possibly stream. It's pretty ugly in my opinion, says Taubar. I'm certainly not sold on the look of the thing. It doesn't look very like, oh wow, it's just kind of like, okay, that's what it looks like. Oh wait, trigger. There we go. Is it Hermitcraft livestream weekend, says my panda? Yeah, tomorrow it is. And I plan on doing a stream in the morning even though I'm not on the schedule before Joe Hills. So I'm pretty sure that will still happen, but if for some reason it doesn't, it doesn't. I need my notes. And we're going to minus 5,000 and minus 3,100. Woo! Time to fly. Wait, didn't I say minus 3,000? So we've got to go that way. No, wait. Now I'm wondering. What did I say? I've already forgotten. 5,000 and 3,000. So there was a 3,000. Ah, yeah, this is nearby. I know we're going in the right direction. So 5,000 and then 3,100. Would you ever consider using music that you have created in a video time-lapse on stream? Yeah, in the future, if I can make some good old like ethereal, ambient, soundscapey type sounds, I might end up using them in the videos, because I'm currently working with like full legit software with my new setup. So anything I can create, I should in theory be able to monetize. So that'd be really cool if I get the opportunity to do that. Tomcat loves the videos and streams and says I should drink tea because I deserve it. Do you know what? I do deserve a little bit of tea, but I don't have some right now. I don't have some. Emerald Cleaver 77 is here for 5 months. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Have you heard anything about the new shovel? It's groundbreaking. Really? That new shovel is groundbreaking. I can't believe it. So Relics has thought of upgrading my PC to the new 3000 RTX. Nah, bruv. Nah. It's all about that 280. It's all about that 280 Ti. The 3000 will never be better than the 280 Ti, peeps. I am not emotionally invested in my computer hardware. Shut up. Jeez. It's just factually better. Right, it's somewhere over the horizon. Oh, goodness me. I hope someone... Oh, B-Dubs is online. Someone will sleep, I believe. What was your channel name when you were under or at 100 subs? It was Xisuma Void, same as it is now. Think of the shaders though, says misaligned AGI. I don't really like shaders though. I don't think they suit Minecraft. Right, any damage? I wonder if it instantly despawns. Well, if I'd have known that, I wouldn't have come over it. Wasted my time. Okay, are there any ghast tears I can take back? Can I be useful in some sort of way? Apparently I can be useful in some... A wither... let's see what's happened there. Maybe there was damage. Okay, we need to put down a shulker box. Looks like we're getting more ghast tears though. Oh yeah, there was. There was damage. Okay, so I should look behind this thing. Uh-huh. Apparently the occasional skeleton makes its way through. Kind of want to look at the hoppers on the opposite side. Stone. Yeah, I guess the occasional bit of stone would make its way in, wouldn't it? It looks like we're actually good on that level, and we're good on this level. Some gunpowder is making its way in. How do I get to that? I guess if I got this out of the way, I might have a better chance. Uh-huh. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. Rightio, in we go. And we need these. 4? Hmm. Interesting, curious. Right, back on through we go. Which way is out? This way. Methinks it's this way. I could be wrong. There we go. I could just leave that here. I mean, I've been dragging it around me and I don't know why. I'm going to leave it here. X, what are your favourite instruments to make music with? Says Stephen the Sheep. Guitar, piano, and drums. Drum-de-drum, drum-drum. X, you should do a chunk loader in the overworld. Don't see the point of doing that. Oh, apparently I missed 12 ghast tears. Oh no! Oh no! Don't worry about it. What are you going to do in episode 1000? We're going to do 1000 minutes of silence. You heard it here first, peeps. Sleeveless Sleeves says, how come face reveal isn't banned in your chat? Because, you know, constantly asking for a face reveal isn't annoying in the slightest. That's why, obviously, you know. If it were annoying, I would have banned it. In fact, I kind of want people to ask for a face reveal, you know? Can you imagine my excitement every time I see face reveal? Oh, soon my face reveal. Jeez. Right, let's go drop off these over there. Let's drop off these over there. I'm learning the guitar at the moment. I was wondering how long it took you to learn. I learned very slow and unfocused in the beginning, so it was just kind of like a hobby habit. Pick it up, play it. When I played it after doing YouTube, after I had learned how to work hard for something and be disciplined and all of that kind of stuff, man, I drilled it. I was like, every day it was like hustle time with the guitar. By the way, I've been playing guitar like frequently again now. I finally got it back. I know what I was doing wrong, right? Here's what I did wrong, or have been doing wrong for a while now. I keep thinking that if I do something else with my time, it has to be successful, like YouTube is. So when I like build out or tap into some other ambitions, it's like it's somehow got to manifest into being successful. And I've just realised that's totally wrong. That's a totally wrong way to look at it. And if I were doing that with the time I spend playing guitar or messing around with Fruity Loops at the moment, like, I'd just be ruining it for myself. And I kind of ruined guitar. Like, I kept drilling it, you know, thinking about gotta get better and make videos, and kind of like, you know, burnt myself out on it. And now I just realised, hey, like, I can't think everything I'm going to do is going to be successful like this is. I mean, it's just not going to work out. What do I want to do with this time? And I just realised, no, I'm good. Like, I'm good. I don't need to be more successful. I just need to enjoy my time, right? And so I've just been doing it for fun. Man, I've been loving it. It's been great. Have you ever shown your face to Hermitcraft members or friends? You know, it's going to sound a little bit strange, but I always wear my screen mask when I go see my mates. Always. You know? They're like, X, we don't know your real name. Why'd you keep wearing that mask, X? You know? I think False added these bits in. Yeah, they're kind of new. Yeah, I got to build like another design over here. I don't know what to do actually. This was kind of easy because where does this one go to? This goes to the potion. Maybe I should wait. Maybe I should make something cool with potions in here, right? Rather than... Oh yeah, now I'm thinking I could put like item frames for the different potion types. You could run in here and pick up a shulker box full of them, you know? Yeah, I'm not going to rush into this. I think it'd be more fun to do that different. Let me go check the list, because those were the two things that I wanted to do today. Work on the farm, and then... Oh yeah, there's that little job. There's that little job right there. That should be nice and easy. Okay, I need to go find a shulker box from somewhere. Is it true Xisuma means Walker avoids? I like that, but it doesn't mean anything other than I made a name. Ren's Cold Sun, thank you for 11 months of support, dude. Appreciate it. Eva Come T says, how did you learn to build so good? Well, thank you for the compliment. Dude, learning is doing, learning is practicing, learning is failing. Learning is failing so many times that you then realise, aha, I should do it this way because all the other ways were bad. If you want to build, you got to put in the time. Everything you see here, lots of hours, lots of effort. That's it. Just keep trying. Keep going for it. I mean, this right here came from, you know, some things are inspired by other stuff. This little setup with the portal came from Reddit. You know? X, would you, if you could get any guitar in the world, what would it be? It would be the one I got in the other room, the Ibanez Universe, with its green pickups and green dots in the fretboard. Beautiful guitar. Beautiful guitar. Couldn't believe my luck when I got my hands on one. Okay, this is a feather farm, so I shall get rid of things that are not feathers. What I'm looking for is eggs, and I could stop the circuitry here and grab some, but this is not a place to get X. For some reason I thought it might be. So yeah, anyway. I always saw this guitar, right? With the green pickups in like Morbid Angel videos and Korn, and there was like a couple of other bands that used this guitar. And then one day, I saw it or found the name of it, and I was like, that's that guitar! Then I found out I could buy one. And I was like, oh god, I'm going to have to take my money. Take my money now. X is the true Mandalorian. Yeah, that show is good to watch. It wasn't very Star Wars. I realised like none of the new Star Wars stuff feels Star Warsy. It's like, with the Mandalorian, it feels just more like a comic book type adaptation, which I was chatting with B-Dubs about, and he said that, and I was like, that's great. It really is. It's like a comic book adaptation. And, you know, Star Wars is just the skin on top of it. And if you think about it, when the original Star Wars movies came out, they're like new, fresh, they got an exciting story to tell, they're different from anything you've seen before. And then, since Disney have taken over, it's all about just like exploiting that thing. And none of these new movies tell a new story or do anything ambitious or try to bring something else to that. Hey, we do have eggs. Why did I bring one shulker box? I could do more than one shulker box. We got Zestius here with the Prime and Fry B 210 here for 3 months. It's your son's Zachary's first birthday. Can I get a shout out? I'll tell you what, you can't, but Zachary can have a shout out right now. Shout out to Zachary. It's your birthday first. Awesome, dude. Thank you for the subscription. Oh, that's wonderful. Right, we need more of these, pretty much. I need to go get another shulker box. Another shout out, says Taubar. I've never done a shout out ever, and today we've done 2. It's unbelievable, right? Xisuma Lorian and Baby Rallis. I don't get the Baby Rallis bit. Oh, Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda is unbelievably cute and adorable. It's like a cuteness magnet. It's like a little cute little dog. You know? Yeah, so cute. But yeah, The Mandalorian was really good fun, but it just doesn't have that Star Wars feel to it. It's just like a skin on top of a different style of thing. In fact, it's kind of put me off just checking out anything else Disney do with Star Wars now. I'm just like, it's just gonna be, you know, making money out of the brand. Star Trek is better. I still like Star Wars though, says Shay Ray. They're so different from one another. I love Star Trek. Deep Space Nine was incredible. That was absolutely brilliant. Watch that through the lockdown. The new Star Trek stuff though, it's a bit smelly. It's a little bit smelly. I don't know. That Discovery show has really not pulled me in. Mandalorian feels more like Star Wars than the new movies, says Leo the Cat. Maybe. Maybe the fact that the story doesn't feel like a Star Wars story lets the universe feel a bit more inhabited, right? They do focus on, like, the episodes are very slow and tend to focus around like each episodic setting, so yeah, I guess I can see how that would feel like you're more in the Star Wars universe. Banging music today, Asuma, says Dear Shemi. Oh, isn't it just a little bit of Frank Klepacki? Haven't had this in a while. Yeah, I'm taking these to the Nether location, that's what I'm doing. What do you need the eggs for? Believe it or not, it's for the gas farm. Some of you are like scratching your head now. Thoughts on Star Trek Discovery? You know, I watched the first 2 seasons of it, and you know, I was entertained, but I find like when time passes and then you can't really remember much about a show, probably not a great sign of it. And I tried to watch season 3, and I was just like, I've got no investment in this anymore, because it's not like the old episodic serialized stuff where, you know, you go out and like the cast go on a little adventure and then everything's alright at the end again. It's like a continuous story, and it just doesn't feel very Star Trek-y to me. Like, there's not a lot of philosophical entanglement or room for like thought. It's more kind of like action driven, right? Have you ever watched Final Space on Netflix? I highly recommend it. I don't know. I don't think so. I hardly watch anything anymore. Like, I'm gonna watch Braveheart today, though. Oh, right. Oh, dude. I just read a message. The person who put the message will know what I'm going to say. You just made me really thirsty and like I want a drink. Today, I'm going to drink... Oh, I'm going to mute myself. Oh, I needed that, actually. My voice is getting really knackered today. Sometimes it does that. So yeah, I've been hardly watching anything lately. I've been slowly watching Mr. Robot, and that's about it. I just like spend so much more time now, like playing guitar and making some music. Yeah. Alright, peeps. We got MLDEG here for 15 months. We got Martinez here for 2 months. Thank you so much for your tremendous support. Chuck says F Society. Yeah, F Society. Oh, now here come the Mr. Robot fans. I love it. I watched the first 2 seasons. Then I think they had a break and I completely forgot about the show and then just started watching it recently when it caught my attention. And yeah, I love it. I think it's terrific on many levels. Peeps, the voice is getting knackered. I'm going to stream early tomorrow morning. I did want to do a bit more streaming today. You know, I like to hit the 2-hour mark, but voice is getting tired. I don't think y'all want to see me just continuously build the gas farm. So, going to wrap it up a little bit earlier than usual today. Let's go and click on the right thing first of all. Let's go find... Who are we going to raid today? Who are we going to raid? I think I'm going to raid a random Minecraft channel today, you know. So, if you want to stick around, support someone in the Minecraft community, we're going to pick out a channel with less than 100 viewers. And, you know, send them a little bit of support. Minecraft Noob to Pro. Okay, I'm going to send you over to Jake. Don't know who this person is, but we're just supporting people in the Minecraft community. It's what we do. Alright, peeps, thank you to everyone who subscribed, resubscribed, donated, and cheered. Thank you to Silver Cheetah for the resubscription right there. Thank you to all of my patrons. I appreciate your support. Hit the follow button before you head out of here. Hit the raid button in chat. You'll now be able to do that. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow morning for a good old live stream again. Thanks for watching, peeps. See you later. Take care. Bye-bye.